Some people are giving 10% of their annual income, and it is a Facebook debate. Should we not? And some of us just look at them and say, we wish we could give 10%. You think we don't like spending money? But there is something we have seen, and we want to stay with God until we see it. And so, even though it means that we should give ourselves, Paul said that I will sell myself into slavery because of the things I have seen. You see, this time around, do you know the kind of burden that it took God to become man so that he could die? Oh, you thought that, okay, he just wanted to show you he can do something. Up until the night when Jesus was going to Golgotha, he did not want to do it. Are you with me? But there is something that is called the burdens of the Father. They place a certain restriction upon your spirit, and you will stay there. You will stay there. It may not be convenient. Your wife may be complaining. You are not giving me time. When will you come back? You are not giving me time. But you see, there is something that we do place a necessity on you. You may not like what you are seeing, but you know what is inside of you. You know the burdens. Sometimes you may go out and they say, we just brought parfait now. Parfait. But there is a burden. And that burden has demanded that you taste nothing. And say, you see, my body used to react to parfait. It's not your body. There is a burden. And you will live with that burden. You will stay with God. You will stay until you see what God wants to do. This is exactly what Moses meant when he said, I would that the Lord's people, all of them, will become prophets. That means the heart that they would have to seek the will of God will be put on every one of us. Because the Spirit of the Lord is enough to go round. I won't pray to God that God should put my spirit upon RC and Ibadan. How much spirit do I have? But the prayer of Moses was that the Spirit of the Lord will be upon the people of God. Let every one of us know what it means to carry the burdens of God. Let every one of us. Those days, people will go to school on community funds. Community will contribute and send them to the university. They will finish university and go into ministry. To the dismay of everybody. How? So they have seen something that they can't explain. I would that all the Lord's people will be prophets, and that the Lord will put his Spirit upon them, so that they will carry the burdens of God, and they will stay with him, and they will insist on it until they receive the words of God. And then he will say that all the lost people will prophesy, and then they will begin to speak. The way they live as a prophetic people. The way they move as a prophetic people. Their life is in keeping with the things they have seen in the realm. The economy may be crumbling, but they do not live in keeping with the economy. They do not live in keeping with the charts at Wall Street. They do not live in keeping with the Nigerian Stock Exchange. They have seen something in the realm, and that is where they are. That I will stay with God until I see the things I have seen in the realm. I've seen them happen upon the earth. That's exactly how the Lord puts the spirit of prophecy upon us. We are a prophetic people, my friends. We are not people that are sentenced to a life of mediocrity. We are not people that are sentenced to a life of stunted growth in the spirit. God intends that every one of us, every single one of us, should carry the burdens of the Lord. Because there is a burden of the Lord for your family. That's your family. That name. That is as if you type it on Google, a lot of red lines will appear. There is a burden of God for that family. And you want to know what it is. And so you will stay with God and say, can you give me your spirit? Can you give me your spirit? Can you transfer your burdens upon me? You see, there is how the Lord will do something to a man. That when you look at people, you do not see people. What you see are men in the image of God. You see, there is how I cannot talk to people. Because God has done something to my heart. When I see a man, I do not see a Yoruba man. I do not see an Igbo man. I see a man in the image of God. Somebody that God came down to die for. That's exactly what I see. And I will do everything to ensure that he enters into his prophetic destiny. That the burdens of God about the people will be your burdens. these are the people that God shares secrets with. These are the people that God gives disclosures to. I don't know about you, but I want that the prayers of Moses will be answered in my day. For I have not seen, and ear has not heard. It has not come across the heart of man, the things that God has reserved for them that love him. But we have not received the spirit of this world, but we have received the spirit of God, that we may know the things that are freely given to us of